Hello, my wonderful people, viewers and subscribers all over the world. This is Okuta Daily Talk from my own corner, bringing to you this early morning, Friday morning. I'll be early Friday morning broadcast of this day being the 9th of December in the year 2022. Please, before I proceed, I want to use this opportunity to plead with those who have not subscribed to my channel to do that as soon as possible, and those ones who have subscribed and those ones who keep watching my content, commenting and not liking and sharing. I use also this opportunity to pray that may the Almighty Chukwukiabiyama bless the works of your hands, bless your going out and coming in, bless anything you lay your hand to do, that success will locate you, that whatever you are vying for in this life will be made available. And when you need someone to support you, you must surely get help from above. That is my prayers for you. So without not taking much of your time, please, let's proceed to the business of this day. This is a early Friday morning, and I'll make it brief. It is not going to be a very long broadcast, just between 15, 16, 20 minutes or 20 something minutes, then we are done. So please, start in your seatbelt and listen attentively as we proceed. You know the culture always, we take the headlines, then we proceed to the normal business and normal news of the day. The Biafran Land Caliphate stooge politically elites and their silence over the persecution of Mssg Nnamdi Kanu. Look at them. They have gathered, doing meeting, discussing or deliberating on things that have no any moral decadency or moral contribution to the general public. What I mean general public, I'm talking about the Easterners, the Biafra land. At least I can see somebody like Dave Umahi, I see somebody like Ugwani, and the rest of them over there at the meeting. What they are discussing is what I cannot tell. Okay, I think this is a last maybe old photo. I can see somebody like Ekuremadu, who blatantly refused P2B presidency, what did I call it? Refused P2B to stand as a president of Nigeria. Rather, he chose to support the Fulanis. Well, no matter how it is, no matter the kind of meeting they are doing, but I know it is never for the interest of the Biafrans, because if it was, they would have been said something about the incarceration of Mssg Nnamdi Kanu for over 18 months, going to 19 months now. So the simple truth still remains that Biafrans, we are on our own, OYO. The people who are supposed to speak, they are not saying anything. The people who are supposed to stand for Mssg Nnamdi Kanu, they are not doing anything. Rather, they are the ones that are even holding him hostage at the DSS dungeon. So my great people of Biafra, let us continue with our headlines. Just in 2023, military under pressure to compromise elections, defense chief, according to them. Breaking, gunmen attack Rivers PDP campaign chairman residence. Again, former president Vice sentenced to 16 years in prison for corruption. Can this kind of thing happen in Nigeria? The reverse is the case. When you complain, you go to prison. Nigeria is the only country where they will sentence any of our elites who think that they are bigger than the country. When they are being sentenced to prison, it is the other way around. They will stay in their home. It's not even house arrest. They will go back to their home and be doing their normal business. They don't even care. They don't even send you. If you like, you can back from the court from now till tomorrow. Nobody look at you. The case of the case of our Accountant General of the Federation, what happened to him? Up till tomorrow, he's still on his house. He coming to the court. Each day they called him, not police bringing him. No, each day they call him. At his own convenient time, he will come. The case of EFCC chairman Bawa, the case of defense chief of army staff in Niger, Mina, who is looking for them. But they will get ordinary somebody who have not done anything. In the next 24 hours, they have sentenced the person to prison and direct him to Kuje prison. Can you see it that this country is meant for some particular set of people, while others have believed that the country belongs to them. They can do anything they like at any given time. They don't even care what people think or what people do. Okay, can you imagine? This is a president of which country is this? Him and his wife was sentenced to 16 years imprisonment for corruption. Nigeria is the only country their corrupt leaders is the one making law that they don't even abide on. Nigeria is the only country that their president will never come out safe and boast of any single property in Nigeria, his own country. But all the properties is being scattered abroad simply because they have not made this place a better place for all of us. They have already, here is the what they use Nigeria now as ATM, and also what did I call it? Transit. Yes, Nigeria is a transit country. They not regard the country as anything, despite the fact that they claim to be a Nigerians. My dear people, the story of our country is giving us concern. So let us proceed. Abba Kyari's team tortured us to implicate former Senate President Saraki in offer robbery. Witness, according to them. 4-year-old boy survives 6 days with wild animals after getting missing in wilderness. Bandits kidnapped 807 ECWA church pastors members in Kaduna. 807. Police react as government allegedly snatched 4 babies from Anambra hospital. What for? Are they now kidnapping babies? 2023, Tinubu declares readiness to debate from morning till dusk. He ha ha ha. We are waiting, Baba, we are waiting. Troops rescue 21 persons from Malaysia in Taraba. So please let us start with our Biafran news and leave this mistake of a country called Nigeria news. Since the Biafran genocide war of 1967 to 1970 that saw more than 5 million Biafrans massacred by a conglomerate of countries around the world who were inspired by their political and economic interest. The entire old eastern region of Nigeria, that is Biafra land, has been denied the right to sound political leadership. This right denial by the British and Sokoto Caliphate, Fulani Empire, is a result of the fear that allowing the region with such politics and orientation of confrontational republicanism could spell doom for the both parties' exploitative and conquest agenda, respectively. After the surrender of the Biafran resistance in 1970 on no victor, no vanquished terms, and the follow paper reintegration policy, the powers that be went into subtle but penetrative war on all the fabrics of existence that made the Biafran region viable, political, economical, ideological, sociological, etc., etc. The British and Fulani ensured that the caliphate of men who held leadership positions of the Eastern people since 1960 independence up till the war were thrown out of the political corridor. Leaders that made the region so progressive and stable. Fulani oligarchies seized all the assets and capitals of every Biafran citizen to facilitate the enthronement of sabotage and individualism, hence rendering them vulnerable and irresistible to their influence. They invested heavily in the cultural and value defamation of the region. This started even under colonial rule, and they stereotyped the populace by instigating conflicting sentiments amongst them. Having succeeded in this impulsive plan that guarantees every emerging political leader in the region must come to them and swear allegiance to do their bidding and protect their interests whenever and in whatever it may be, and will not hesitate to kill even inhabitants of the region, the leaders' own people, if need be, in defense of the overlord's interests. But then emerged Mssg Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, a revolutionist. With no records of political credentials in any state, he came up asking for justice for the people of the region, whom their leaders have been overwhelmed by servitude to the real owners of Nigeria, British and Sokoto Caliphate. All attempts made to bribe and intimidate Kanu to their divide was unsuccessful, as he maintained that for there to be peace, there must be justice. Kanu continued to expose the injustice that had been meted on the people of Eastern region for decades and the need for justice to be upheld. His call for referendum was seen as threat. Likewise, his popularity amongst the people, his humility, and reckon with the people's agony. The Eastern region political elites collided and brought the Nigerian military to assassinate the Umayyad-born on 14th of September 2017 at his father's compound in Afaruku, Ibeko, Abia State, Aba. Thankfully, Nnamdi Kanu survived the assassination attempt and painfully escaped from the invasion that took the lives of 28 unarmed civilians that were in the compound at the time, including Nnamdi Kanu's cousin sister. As a follow-up, Fulani oligarchs and Southeast politicians proscribed Kanu's freedom movement, the indigenous people of Biafra Ipob, a terrorist organization, even when it is clear that Ipob is a non-violent self-determination movement that believes in a world-recognized democratic process, referendum. Nnamdi Kanu, who narrowly escaped to safety, continued to propagate the gospel of the Biafra restoration without stop, but now from the foreign country until he was kidnapped again on the collaboration of Kenya and Nigeria government. And it is even alleged that the funds used for the extraordinary rendition of Ipob leader from Kenya by the Nigerian security were contributed by some Southeast political elites over the bid for individual 2023 presidential slot, which they never got afterwards. Of course, they sold Mssg Nnamdi Kanu out. We all know this. And after their disappointment, owing to the legal victories of the Ipob legal representatives in the Nigerian courts that discharged and acquitted the Ipob leader from all frivolous charges, they have failed to swallow their shame and collectively, as a bloc, as the federal government of Nigeria to obey court order and release Mssg Nnamdi Kanu, they all refused. Those who managed to individually do so were all jittery and elusive in their core, so it will not offend their paymasters in Abuja, and God knows elsewhere. This is not only appealing, but also threatening, because should this trend continue unabated, then the future is not sure, because our next generations will most likely deepen in this perpetual servitude. This is the main reason for the Biafra freedom agitation championed by the Mssg Nnamdi Kanu-led Ipob. Ipob wishes to secure the future of our unborn generations in a free sovereign Biafran nation, because such can never be obtainable in Nigeria. Nigerian government should obey its own court orders, release Mssg Nnamdi Kanu, and acquitted the Ipob leader from all frivolous charges. The leadership of Nigeria should swallow their shame and collectively fix a date of referendum for Biafra, because this Biafra agitation project has crossed the Rubicon and will stop at nothing until it totally actualizes its aims and dreams. So that is all people need to know about the Biafran, about what our Igbo allies or our governors and the rest of them whom we choose to lead us what they are doing behind our back. So hashtag Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, hashtag Biafra referendum now, and hashtag Biafra nation now. So let us proceed, my people. We still have more to give to honor. Military under pressure to compromise elections. Defense Chief Sunday Irabo Abiloki Irabo speaking. Chief Defense Staff General Lucky Irabo on Thursday claimed that the military is under pressure to compromise the 2023 general elections. Irabo, however, stated that the military in the forthcoming electoral processes will remain neutral. According to the defense chief, the military will assist the Nigerian police force in monitoring and securing the processes. When is it the duty of military to interfere in elections other than police and what do they call it? And what is they call it? All this man or NCDC or whatever it is being called. I don't understand this country called Nigeria. That everything they are doing, they must do it the other way around. That's akegwu. They keep doing things left hand side. Military have no business in anything called election. Military are being trained for war and to defend our territory. So what are you people doing in police stations? Instead of you people being in the borders, checkmating what is happening there, on the day of election, you find out that these people will leave what they're supposed to be doing and go to the polling units to molest people, to beat people, and to deal with people who is not voting for their own party, whereby they're supposed to remain neutral. Now he's here now saying that they do to remain neutral. There's no anything like neutral in Nigerian military. There's nothing like neutral in Nigerian military. Common wearing a camouflage on the street, they will see you naked, you beat you, make you to walk with your nails from 1 kilometer, or even tell you to be jumping inside a dirty water, and you're telling me you are remaining neutral. What is wrong with Nigeria? That is the question. What is wrong with Nigeria? Irabo disclosed this on Thursday while speaking at the ministerial media briefing organized by the Presidential Communication Team at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. He further stated that necessary measures have been put in place to ensure that military men follow the directives of President Muhammadu Buhari to be neutral. Irabo noted that military men are being trained to be more professional, while rules of engagement before, during and after the elections have been codified and distributed to them. The defense chief pointed to the key achievements of the military in the efforts to keep the country safe. The efforts put in place by the military include more recruitment into all branches of the security services, routing of insurgents and banditry, as well as the action to curtail oil theft, leading to increase in crude oil production. According to Irabo, over 300,000 people have been freed from the hands of abductors since 2014, while refugees who fled the northeast due to the insurgency have started to return. Another lie. The defense boss also said that former insurgents now being trained will graduate in February next year before their reintegration into the society. Not into the society, but into the military. And all of them will be pushed to the southeast to go and continue from where they start. Before they were killing illegally. Now they will give them license to be killing the youths in the eastern part of the country with Nigerian military uniform. I greet you people. You people are trying. But whatever you people are planning concerning the Biafra land, it's not going to work. Gunmen attack Rivers PDP campaign chairman's residence. The residence of Senator Lee Maeba, located in GRA, phase 3 axis of Port Harcourt, Rivers State, on Thursday was attacked by gunmen. Maeba is the chairman of the Presidential Campaign Council of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Rivers State. A source that spoke with Punch on the incident said the gunmen came from a nearby street, shot sporadically at his entrance, and eventually broke into the former senator's compound. A further report has it that the hoodlums destroyed about 5 cars, including a Jeep SUV. The incident saw 3 persons in the compound, including Senator Marbert's relative, scampering for safety. At the time of filling this report, operatives of the Department of State Service and policemen along with the senator had returned to the residence. G5, they are planning to go after Wike. Rivers released documents containing blackmail plot by PDP group. The Rivers State governor has alleged there is a plot by a group of People's Democratic Party (PDP) to blackmail Governor Nyesom Wike over the agitation by the G5 governors. The Rivers State Commissioner for Information and Communications, Chris Finebone, who described the group as faceless individuals, displayed some documents to newsmen in Port Harcourt on Thursday, which allegedly bore the plot to blackmail Governor Wike. Finebone dared the group to reveal whom they are, as the state government is ready and capable of responding to them adequately. The commissioner insisted that despite the securing for Wike's enemies, the G5 governors will remain undirected in their cause and would continue to stand their ground for justice to prevail in their sake for chairmanship to be given to them in the South-South. Former Vice President sentenced to 16 years imprisonment for corruption. A former president of Guatemala, Ote Perez, was on Wednesday sentenced to 16 years in prison by a Guatemala court. Okute News gathered that the judgment was passed after Perez was found guilty of leading a massive custom fraud scheme while in office. The presiding judge, Emma Valdez, ruled that Perez was found guilty of racketeering and fraud targeting the customs system. Perez, who was forced to resign from office in 2015, was sentenced to 8 years on each count. Perez's former vice president, Rosana Baidati, on Wednesday also received the same sentence. A United Nations-backed anti-corruption body revealed several scandals in Guatemala. Then what happened to Nigeria? You people have run from Nigeria, right? You people don't chop a bribe full on a body. So tell on no one comment on the issues that are happening in Nigeria. The killings in Nigeria on daily basis, no one is commenting. The anti-corruption body was, however, shut down in 2019 by former President Jimmy Morales after it began investigating him. The body uncovered a multi-million-dollar scheme to cheat Guatemala's customs duty system, which ultimately led to Perez's resignation. According to investigations, those involved in the scheme, known as La Lena, the line, received bribes of some $3.5 million. Investigators revealed that Guatemala was defrauded out of almost $10 million in tax revenue. Perez, after being handed the sentence, told reporters, "I truly feel frustrated. I feel disappointed." The former president vowed to appeal the ruling of the court. 16 other people involved in the scam were convicted during the sentencing, and 11 others were acquitted. The director of Transparency International's local chapter, Citizen Action, Adia Cooks, speaking on the development, said the La Lena case is one of the most shambolic and is a milestone in Guatemalan history. It is important that in some way the people of Guatemala have justice and that case does not go unpunished. That is all you need to know about. And that is a brief one, as I promised earlier, that this broadcast of this Elim Friday morning is going to be brief, and this is where we are going to come to the end of this broadcast. Until I come your way again, I am signing out. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my content to your family and friends, both home and abroad. Pass on this message so that it will get to every ear that cares to listen. Have a nice day and have a wonderful Friday. Bye for now. Okay, Messiano.